4 weeks ago, the U.S. Embassy in the Albanian capital of Tirana was evacuated. Anti-government protests heated up after several pyramid investment schemes collapsed, wiping out the life savings of many Albanian families. But since the American forces were called in to protect the embassy, the revolt has settled down. Congressman Sonny Bono visited the embassy to ensure the well-being of our deployed servicemen.
It's so apparent that the minute you guys come in, how control just immediately kicks in, and how willing you are to come in under adverse conditions and to take control. The situation here was just totally out of hand. The minute you guys came in, everybody settled down really fast.
Lance Corporals Christopher Herman and Ron Marks from 3rd Platoon Charlie Company 1-8 out of Camp Lejeune were one of the first American forces in Albania. Marks says since their arrival, the armed revolt has settled down immensely.
What put their presence here kind of took the thought right out of their head. So they pretty much just sat back. Now they know they ain't gonna mess with us.
But Congressman Bono's main concern is to get U.S. forces out of Albania. He says when the U.S. military becomes a policing force, it becomes a burden and doesn't benefit the men and women of the United States.
So I think it's important that Congress do everything they can to make sure that we do as much for you as you do for us.
He met with the Albanian ambassador and minister of defense and conveyed the message that the Albanian people need to pull together and clean up their own mess.
From the Minister of Defense, he made it very apparent that they were more than willing to get their own act together and to handle their own situation so it didn't become our problem. So that was comforting.
Congressman Bono will return to Washington and report to Congress on issues that he faced while in Albania. He says he hopes that they will find a way to improve the welfare for U.S. forces there and that Albania will no longer need the help from the U.S. military. I'm Petty Officer Doug Herman, AFN News.